And there we are. And there you are.
Hello,
And
everyone.
here we go.
How are y'all doing? We got Austin and we got Kay Munin.
Thus far chiming in.
And we have some other people in the background that are watching. Thank you all for joining us this Saturday afternoon. We got Pastor Rick. Hey, Pastor Rick.
Technically Saturday evening at this point.
Yeah, Saturday evening, Saturday night.
Where we are, anyways.
Yeah.
We're Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say standard anymore. They just say Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be Eastern Standard Time.
And you got Frank and Frog. Hey, Frank and Frog.
I'm old school, and so I still say that.
Yeah.
Of course, we went to the retro toy swap today, and
yes.
I filmed that as a live walkthrough.
Pop
Culture joining us.
He's from Australia, so it's already tomorrow.
John is there.
Hey, John. And Reynard.
And of course, if you're in Australia, you're not the land down under. New Zealand is.
Oh, New Zealand is. No, it's Antarctica.
No, New Zealand is the next country down.
Yeah.
But that's what they told me when I was in Australia. We're not the land down under. That's New Zealand.
No. Okay, Munin picked up a few figures. SH Figure Arts and SSB.
Todoroki or Toroki and Vegeta. We went to again the retro toy swap. I filmed that as a live walkthrough, and
hey Robert,
wasn't as big as normal.
Yeah, it was a very light drizzle the whole time, and it kind of picked up for a second, and then it calmed back down. But the whole time it was a light drizzle. I said hello to Robert.
Frank and Frog.
MTV, Frank Frog likes your shirt. And we got John McJunkin is here.
A lot of vendors didn't show.
Yeah.
Because, and I had pointed that out. I was like, yeah, if you look, the whole, like that one whole first row is empty. And usually that's full up. And they were afraid it was just going to open up because we get that. We get that a lot of times where the sky just tears open. And they didn't want to be out there and have their stuff ruined.
I mean, now you can understand that, though.
And there were people their stuff was starting to get rained on. If you were watching the live when I was at Spidey's booth, and I was like, Spidey, you need to put your stuff in the truck, man. And he was like, yeah, I think you're right, because moisture was building up on top of all of his stuff. He didn't have a canopy.
Yeah. And John is multitasking. I've never seen Wayne's World.
Wayne's World's party time. Yeah. Excellent.
Thank you, Pastor Rick, for giving to the cats. And we got Chris.
Chris is joining us.
Chris Fontana.
Yeah, always a big help when somebody donates to the channel to help our shelter pets, our shelter cats. So not really pets. We don't own any of them. Actually, I think they kind of own us. Actually.
A light drizzle, says Pop Culture. Do you want some of our rain? It's been raining here for the past 3 days straight, and it's freezing cold. Gotta love winter.
Yeah,
because it's winter in Australia.
Yeah, we get a ton of rain this time of the year, anyways. Actually, Munin, you're probably right.
Yeah,
Munin suggests some things might have gotten ruined.
The majority of the vendors had awnings. Well, the little tent.
Canopy.
Yeah. A few didn't, like 2.
Yeah.
About 4. About 4 people didn't. But most people did. And even though the wind blows, it still blow that rain in, and some people put sheets up and everything. Oh, Pastor Rick want to know if you got that bowl.
We're getting to it. We're getting there. Because they caught me negotiating at the very end there on a vintage tin litho boat.
Oh, and John went to some yard sales. We actually went to an estate sale after the toy swap. We passed it. Hey, Casey.
In a neighborhood that looked like it was a movie set because the houses were so close.
I couldn't live like that.
There was literally like 5 foot of space between each house.
I doubted if it was 5 foot.
There were signs up that said to beware turning corners because damage may occur, and that's how tight the turns were, literally.
Because it had like 1 million roundabouts, and they were tight, and the street was tight. Camunin is in Miami, where it's extremely hot,
humid,
sun, rain, and cool weather. Please, it's supposed to be cool here in Georgia this week in the 70s, in the low 70s. So that'll be a relief, and it'll be a relief on the power bill for a week.
Yeah, we did not go to FarleyCon, obviously. No. Chance from Nostalgic Pod Blast did go to FarleyCon. He says that that's the way a comic convention ought to look. He had a good time. But we did not go. We elected to go someplace closer, but because we've always had really, really good luck at the retro toy swap.
Yeah.
And even though it was very sparse today. Oh, and there's Johnny.
He's driving and shopping, but he's listening. So thank you for that.
Even though it was sparse today, we do have some hiccups.
At first, I really thought I wasn't going to get anything.
Yeah.
And then I was ready to go. And then one guy, a new guy, had popped up. So I was like, okay, let me go walk over here. So I did, and he had some stuff that I was like, oh man, okay, this is cheap, and you rarely ever see it. And then one vendor that I bought from before had some Ninja Turtles. He had 2 when I first got there, but they were open. They were on the card complete, but they were open. And I asked him, I was like, have these been out of the off the card? And he said, yeah, he put it back in there. So, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to get that. And then David had to go back through and say, oh, he put up some more turtle
he did
stuff.
Pull a couple more out.
Yeah, and they were stuff I didn't have, and the card was completely sealed.
Yeah.
David cut his beard, and I like LPX's hair.
Uncarded noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was getting in the way. Came in and saw the Chance's FarleyCon video. Yeah, he said that I think Chance said there was like 59 vendors there. Everybody's on about that boat. Johnny wants to see the boat.
He can't see the boat because he's driving.
That's right. And John picked up CDs, DVDs, VHS tapes. But he took an exception for Batman '89.
I bought Batman '89 at like Goodwill or something just to have it to display with my Batman stuff.
Oh, and show the glasses.
Oh, we went to Value Village
afterwards.
Well, not Value Village. It's called
let me see.
Savers now.
Recognize these?
Mm-hmm. We got 3 glasses. We got 2 of this one.
Yeah.
And then a Smurf glass.
Smurf, pining over Smurfette.
Yeah. Yeah, and they sold all 3 glasses, which are not a set, and it for $4.
Yeah.
And usually they sell it one at a time. It'll be a set of 10, and they'll price them individually, but not this time. So I'm like, wow, they actually did something right.
Yeah. But even though they don't match.
Yeah, even though they don't match. I could
keep putting these 2 together because they're 2 exactly like this, and the condition is excellent. And that's just sort of a classic thing from an era of that we all grew up with, where they made novelty glasses for restaurants. You went to Pizza Hut, you went to Burger King, you went to different places, and they had novelty glasses available. Burger King famously for the Star Wars ones. Different stuff like that, and that kind of faded away in the 90s. And the last time I remember glasses being a thing was with, I believe it was Burger King, and it was Batman 4.
McDonald's recently came back up with those glasses.
Batman 3. Yeah, those were plastic. they were plastic, and they were geared towards an adult audience.
Just like everything else.
And they were like the mugs, more like than traditional glasses. They were mugs with a handle. They did it.
They were mugs?
Yeah, they did it for the Flintstones movie with John Goodman as Fred, and they did it for I believe Batman 3, the one that had Tommy Lee Jones in it.
Frank and Frog loved the Looney Tunes.
Sure.
John McJunkin says, my wife went to a swap meet where she saw and bought the original entire Star Trek Mego action figure collection, including the Enterprise Bridge set in near mint condition, just $49.99.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah. Robert thinks those glasses are nice.
Yep.
I have 2 Looney Tune glasses, Pepsi glasses from 73.
And usually those glasses, they don't cost too much because a lot of them were produced. And you know, it's kind of like the TV trays, not a huge market for them. But if you could find them in decent shape without the lithograph all rubbed off and being overwashed.
Yeah.
Because these are in really nice clean condition. They look good.
Max says, oh no, not Max, sorry, Pop Culture. VHS tapes have been something I've gotten into over the past 4 to 5 years. My sister was about to throw all hers in the trash, but he rescued them. And there's a ton of versions of Mad Max on VHS.
And you know, that's the tie-in too, where even the adult glasses that McDonald's put out recently, they did it to try to tap into adult nostalgia rather than reaching out to a younger audience. And it would it kind of makes me think about the Monster cereals right now, because all that they're doing, it's not to reach out to a new audience like how it used to be with these companies, especially with cereal companies. They want to target you when you're young and keep you as a customer. They're not even trying anymore. They're targeting adult groups. This Jim Henson Muppets / Monster Cereals General Mills crossover is targeting people in our generation. That's who they're after. And I'm like, you're not even attempting to generate a new audience. You're just trying to hit all of us in the feels because we grew up with this stuff. It's already bad enough that you don't see Monster cereals really unless it's getting close to Halloween. So this whole, and not only is General Mills doing it, but so are the Muppets, so are Jim Henson Productions, trying to tap into adult nostalgia rather than reaching out to a younger audience anymore. And that's where we're getting all of this from. You get the Walmart exclusive flocked cereal boxes and things like that. And it's like, yeah, this is definitely not something that is meant for a younger audience at all.
Kay Munin went to a Goodwill that had a pop wall. Patty picked up a Flintstone glass from early 90s and picked up some thermos Lance Link Secret Chimp. I don't know what that means.
Lancelot Link. Link.
Oh.
It was in the late 60s. It was a Saturday morning live action show with chimpanzees that were dressed up as people. And the Lancelot Link was a secret agent. And so, you know, they were trained to just move their lips. And then they would do voiceovers for the voice actors would do voices for the chimps, and that's how they would put the show on. It was, like I said, live action Saturday morning weirdness from the late 60s. Pop Culture said nostalgia is a hook that a lot of folks our age bite on, and some bite hard. True.
Yeah, they don't let it go.
Yeah, John, it's Disney owns the Muppets, of course.
Yeah, that's why it's being overdone.
Ryan said Frankenberry cereal with strawberry milk changed my life. It's not really strawberry milk, just saying. But oh no.
Kay Munin also found a Fang minifigure from Sonic the Hedgehog while grocery shopping early in the morning. And
Johnny said no Funko Pops in yesterday's roundup. No, I didn't pull up any Funko Pops for yesterday. Pop Culture remembers Lancelot Link. Thought it was fun.
So show your boat. Everybody want to see it.
Oh, nobody wants to see that boat.
Then I next what? 10 times. So go ahead.
Oh no. Let me see. Where is it? This is the boat that they're talking about. It's actually quite heavy. Feel that?
Oh yeah, I got some weight on.
Because it's a pressed steel lithograph boat here, and it's made by a company called Modern Toys, which is not really so modern after all, because the Modern Toys Neptune here is like probably a product of the late 50s. It's hard to pin it down. I'm gonna have to look it up a little more, but the litho on this, and again, it is quite heavy actually. It's probably like about 5 or 6 pounds. It is all tin litho. Even the railing is, you can hear it, is metallic. All tin litho. The paint app on it is fantastic for a toy from this time period. Usually this stuff is scraped to death. The paint app is just gone, and this paint app is in great condition, including even underneath. There's a few minor scrapes there. But again, it's Modern Toys, made in Japan. So it's a Japanese tin litho. And this one is still in working condition. This still works, which mostly you see how it rocks too, because that's a feature. It rocks back and forth like it's on the,
like it's on the water.
Like it's on the water.
Okay.
Mostly these do not function, or partially not functioning, and
oh wow, look at that, the light even works.
Yeah. And then this rocks back and forth. And you hear the horn.
Hey, Black Knight, how are you? And remember that Black Knight also has a toy channel. He does a lot of toy hunts and a lot of unboxing. So support his channel, check it out, watch a few videos, give him some thumbs up, give him some comments, share it, and subscribe. Will you be trading the crown for a skipper's cap?
Yeah, I probably should. And it's a bump and go toy.
What's a bump and go mean?
A bump and go toy means that, like, if you were to set this on the table and turn it on, if it reaches the edge of the table, it'll stop and back up. It doesn't, it will not fall off of something.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Frankie Frog, there you go. This is, that's just a nice piece of history right there. And it wasn't probably not going to be recognized by anybody but me at that show. You know what I mean? Certain things, people will look at it, oh, that's cute. They're not going to sit there and think, hey, is that a 50s or 60s Japanese tin litho? Look at how clean that is. You know what I mean? I wonder if it works. Yes, it does. And there's no corrosion in the battery compartment either. So nobody left batteries just sitting in here forever.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna put this right next to the tank because I've got that that Structo pressed metal tank that also works fantastic.
Yeah.
If a lot of people they were watching me, I was talking to the guy. He already had a pretty decent price on it, honestly. But you know, I got a really good deal on it.
Yeah, and Pop Culture is saying that the toys at SDC this year was very underwhelming, and that goes back to what Robert was saying. That he appreciates that the toy companies are remembering us, but actually we're all the toy company have, because the 20-year-olds and below, maybe even 30 years and below, they aren't interested in toys. So once we're gone, who are the toy companies going to have? I mean, the Brat dolls and stuff like that, they're still kind of popular with small kids. Maybe some people like the wrestling because a lot of young kids are still into wrestling. I don't know if they actually collect the toys, but some of them are really into wrestling. So I think really we're all the toy companies have. They've marketed,
not that they're even trying, but
they have marketed stuff to younger audience. I mean, you know, you go to the toy aisle, they do got the younger people stuff, but does it move? I don't know. We don't have kids to know if parents buy it, do the kids ask for it? If the parents just buy it, will the kids even acknowledge its presence? But they sure acknowledge that phone.
Yeah. They're going to have a collection of cell phones in the future. They'll have a wall of cell phones. But,
oh, no problem, Black Knight. Anytime, anything to help out the community.
Sure. Eunice says, astounding how old vintage toy boat has that kind of technology that protected it from falling off a table. It's just a sensor. You know, the sensor was in that because it's on that spinning wheel hub on the bottom there.
Hi Eric, how are you?
Hey Eric, if pressure goes against it and it tilts, it'll reverse. That's all that is.
Well, Sesame Street is already owned by HBO.
Modern Sesame Street's owned by Disney.
Oh, Disney, but it's on HBO.
It's on HBO.
Yeah, so they already got a place to go. But he's saying that Eric is saying that he heard that PBS is closing its doors.
Well, they've gotten very strange on Sesame Street, very modern and very, there's a lot of negative things you could say about the modern incarnation of Sesame Street. It really probably should have been pulled off the air almost 20 years ago.
Well, not just Sesame Street, but PBS as a whole.
Yeah.
PBS used to be some wholesome family shows on there, some educational stuff. I've seen a couple of the shows that I like, but they kind of do some weird stuff, and it just kind of turns you off. Because I used to like watching that Grantchester. He's that's on PBS, and then they have the PBS, which I didn't understand because PBS was public broadcasting, and every year they would do a fundraiser, which you telethon, to pay for the show, the network to stay on the air. But now, if you got a streaming network, you got to pay for PBS Plus to watch shows that came on free.
And they would just hold a telethon once a year.
Yeah, to raise money.
Yeah.
For your local PBS station.
And then when they started getting tons of government funding, they got weird.
I think NPR is a part of PBS, I believe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, NPR was the same way. It's not reliable anymore for the very same reason. When they started getting tons of tax money, they just started doing all sorts of socio-political weirdness and changed drastically from their original incarnation.
Yeah, Robert is saying that only you would notice a toy like that. He wants to get more into toy robots before Transformers.
50s toy robots are really cool. They can be very expensive, though.
John's brother has a new rule with his son. My nephew can't use the internet or phone in his bedroom. My nephew now plays with his action figures. Everyone just waiting for toys to hit Ross and Ollie's nowadays. That's true. You see something, you're like, oh, yeah, I like that. I'll wait for it to go to one of those so I won't have to pay the full price.
Yeah. It's and with the modern figures also, and just constantly targeting an adult audience. And I've said this before, if you really look at it, look at how much stuff we reveal.
Hey, Migo Matt, how are you?
Look how much stuff we reveal every week on the weekly
roundup.
And we
got Space Night. Just hold on, let me just say hey to a couple of people.
Okay.
So we got Space Night, we got Migo Matt, and we got Saturday Morning Fan. Welcome to our conversation tonight. Okay, go ahead. I made you lose your train of thought.
Derailed my train of thought.
You think about that while I catch up. Kids born around 2000 will collect Transformers, that other thing, and something called Beyblades.
Bakugan.
Oh,
Beyblades.
My kids love that stuff and still have them. That's good.
Oh, okay. The thing is that if you take a look at the amount of stuff that we show every week on the weekly roundup and compare it to any decade of toy collecting that you're familiar with, and I've mentioned this before, if you take the 80s, for example, every year, more stuff is being produced for the adult action figure collector market that was produced each decade from when we grew up. Even like Masters of the Universe. Already this year, more stuff has been released by Mattel than they released throughout the entire 80s. So an entire decade's worth of releases does not even equal 1 year worth of releases in the adult action figure market now, targeting adult action figure collectors. And that's a massive amount of oversaturation.
Saturday Morning said Netflix has picked up Sesame Street. And
so now it's really officially destroyed.
Robert says there's no Ross or Ollie's around him. You got to get out and you got to travel. You might have to drive about 10 miles or more to find it. But I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But you just got to go look and you got to venture out.
But that's important to really, let that sink in. You realize, I think it's Hasbro G.I. Joe Classifieds right now. They've produced more classified figures in the line than had been produced in 10 years for the era already, and they've got more on the way. They're really oversaturating the market, all of them. Where's all this stuff going to go? Where's all this stuff going to go?
Black Knight says his Ollie's already putting up their holiday tables.
Some Home Depot's already got their Halloween stuff.
Are you serious?
They got this. Their theme this year is sharks because of the Jaws. They've got a 7-foot, like some kind of lawn shark. It's like $350 or something. So there
John
you go.
quit listening to NPR. He didn't do too many fundraisers. And 10 miles, screw that.
Robert doesn't want to go 10 miles.
No, because he liked to stay in the house. But that's all right.
That's all right. That's all right. But there's a point where you got to wonder if any of the stuff's going to be worth anything. I could see the original incarnations of things being worth something because everybody always defaults back to the original versions or the oldest versions. But all this modern stuff that's being cranked out right now, I don't see it.
Yeah, but that's now. You got to wait. You don't see it. And I'm pretty sure people, when toys from the 80s were out, didn't see it being worth anything, didn't even think of it. But now they're worth hundreds, some of them. So you just got to wait and see. Maybe it'll be worth something. Maybe not. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Super 7, the stuff that Super 7 makes, and all of that stuff that's at Ollie's. Just like we bought Masters of the Universe and Thundercats and Ninja Turtles, all that stuff was on clearance. And now look at the price.
But most of that stuff was opened, and most modern collectors are not opening anything. It's apples and oranges. Yeah. Again, that's why vintage Migos are worth so freaking much. Some of them, because 98% of them there's no packaging for. And even the loose ones are in rough shape. So
Cam Munis say you hardly see those G.I. Joe figures anywhere anymore.
Saturday Morning say Cracker Barrel has had Halloween stuff already last month. That's incredible. And Robert wants to know about rebooting Mr. Rogers. They tried that with an animated version of Daniel Striped Tiger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But that's not Mr. Rogers, though. It's not.
I hope they don't.
Well, they did the Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks.
Oh, please.
I don't know how that did, but I remember that coming out.
I wasn't that interested in seeing it.
No, honestly. I didn't see it.
I didn't think he would be a good fit for Mr. Rogers anyways.
Oh, yeah?
No. I mean, at this point...
Okay, came in and we'll be here.
At this point, Tom Hanks kind of looks like Shrek. So,
yeah,
he does. So I'm like...
oh, really?
I'm like, nah. That's what Saturday Morning is saying there. Rogers' characters have a cartoon on PBS right now.
Oh, wow.
Good Lord.
Off topic, but I was working while listening to live stream today and couldn't stop laughing at David saying best mediocre coffee.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's that?
Because the racetrack coffee cup that you brought me, they had a slogan on it that said it was the best coffee. And I'm like, yeah, let me try this and see. It's like, yeah, best mediocre coffee, maybe.
You didn't like it? Average. I put cream and everything in it.
I know you did. It's just, it's their average gas station coffee.
I know, but that's what I like because I'm not a coffee drinker. So I like to go to the gas station because you can't taste the coffee in it.
Yeah, I wasn't picking on you.
Plus, I don't drink coffee in the summer, but I guess because it was cool and rainy today, I really wanted some. So I got some. But I usually drink coffee in the winter.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not a big fan of coffee. So I put like this much cream and that much coffee. And that's how I drink my coffee.
That's how it should be.
I don't like
I
the
never
taste of
understood these
coffee.
people in like TV and movies who are like, well, how do you want your coffee? Oh, just straight. I'm like, blah. Why? So your breath can knock everybody down? Pop culture doesn't have Ross or Ollie's in Australia. And he collects what he likes, and that's what you should do.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. Collect what you like. Don't worry about it.
And his wife says she's gonna donate everything to charity when he dies.
And then when she sees
hey David, how are you?
When she sees what they sell it for, she'll be pretty upset.
David just got back from some toy shops across the state. And John personally thinks Super 7 is too expensive. Why pay $20 for a 5-point figure?
You find most of those pretty cheap aftermarket.
Yeah, you do.
Saturday morning reminds us Gumby's coming back again. Did Gumby ever really go away?
We saw the Gumby movie.
Gumby's like the comeback kid. Gumby's crazy. That show is crazy.
We saw the movie this weekend. It was on Riff Track, actually. Riff Track. And we were looking through the channel, and
it don't even need riff tracks.
No, you did not need Riff Track for that one. That cartoon, that movie was ridiculous. I'm like, kidding, but the show too is funny. It's very funny.
You got to give it to him for the imagination. You really got to give it to him for imagination, because it is any old crazy weird thing that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
will happen in a Gumby claymation. And it should be done in claymation, not as animation.
Oh no, they're gonna do it in claymation.
If they do it like as CGI or something, it's gonna suck. It's got to be in proper stop motion photography.
Nobody's gonna sit there and move those figures around and take 10 million pictures.
They need to.
Yeah, nostalgia is nostalgia. But then, David talks about the kids today don't play with toys. I didn't have a lot of toys growing up, but I remember the toys. Okay, I remember the cartoons. I actually never really saw the toys because we never went to any toy stores, and we did not go to the toy section in Walmart or Kmart, because where I lived, they had a Walmart and a Kmart, and we never went to the toy section. So I never really saw toys in the package, but I would see the commercials. And I never really had toys and didn't play with none. So now as an adult, I remember the cartoon being out. I remember the commercials. I go back and I watch the cartoons now, and I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Like the cartoons I did watch like Thundercats and G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe and Ninja Turtles and that stuff. So I was already familiar with that. Others I just saw, during the program. John still drinks Macro House. Instant coffee. That's the little granules you put in the water and they dissolve. We were just talking about that the other day. 2000 action figures are getting remade now.
Yeah, the 200X Ninja Turtles 2000 Saturday morning is saying,
they're redoing the He-Man 200X.
We saw them in the last roundup.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this both Mattel and Mondo are doing them.
Yeah, John, we watch Mystery Science. We do.
Classic Mystery Science Theater.
We don't really care for the new one, the reboot that they did.
No, I did not like the reboot at all. It was fan service, and I hate fan service. Don't give me fan service. Give me good writing. Because they did too much. They did way too much. They hire all these extra writers, and they had Jerry Seinfeld and everybody, and they had Jim Henson puppeteers to operate the puppets and all of this extra stuff that they did, and it felt really, really phony, and it missed the mark. It felt staged. And part of the charm of the original version was how much ad-libbing there is in there, to the point where the earliest stuff had no script at all. These are guys literally sitting on the floor in front of cardboard cutouts of theater seats, just literally riffing. That's what riffing is. You just going off the cuff and just saying anything that comes to your mind and hoping it's funny. And there's a charm to that just wasn't there. A charm to that with the sets, with all of it. If you're going to have somebody hand sculpt professionally puppets and then hire professional puppeteers, and then you get all these writers in,
and every episode they had to sing a song.
Yeah, they had singing segments, and it felt really staged and rehearsed and phony, and they missed the mark. Even on riff tracks, you can tell that there's ad-libbing going on, because there are times where you can hear them starting to crack up in the background, like, okay, you weren't supposed to say that, but we're going to leave it in. You know, there's that charm is still kind of there in the riff tracks even. But the modern incarnation of Mystery Science Theater 3000, way too polished, and it that type of fan service, I can't stand it.
How's the work on the toy room coming?
Well, one is pretty much finished, and then we got to start working on the next one. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
No, Black Knight. We didn't see the new Naked Gun movie.
He wants to see if we're going to see it.
No, I doubt it, because I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And it just didn't feel right.
What turned me off from the trailer? Do you know what turned me off from the trailer?
I know what turned
She knows what turned me off from the trailer. It was the O.J. Simpson jokes. It wasn't necessary. The O.J. Simpson jokes have never been funny. And he's dead, and you're still doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because he was in the original Naked Gun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't need to do that. And like I said, it was never funny in the first place. And now I'm like, we're still doing OJ jokes. It's been decades. Can you just put that to bed already?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, come on. Really? We got to do this. And that just made me feel like I don't even want to be bothered with the rest of it. You know?
The red and the blue was trippy Play-Doh animation, stop motion type stuff.
Pop culture's talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we got Reston that's here.
Us.
Yes. Yeah, we got the little circle light.
We're trying here.
I don't know.
We're trying here.
Matt said, both my son and daughter were born in the early 2000s and both played with toys all the time. My son now collects newer figures, but isn't old enough to feel the nostalgia of his childhood toys. It's way too soon to be talking about remaking. Yeah.
Toys from the 2000s. Most of them you can still get cheap. That's what I said when I saw the stuff from Mondo, the Mondo 200X. I was like, you can buy the regular 200X figures for real cheap, actually. And most of them, the sculpts are pretty decent.
Yeah, the sculpts are really good. I know when I was getting them, they were really cheap. I haven't looked at them. Once I get it, I quit looking at prices. So I don't know what they go for now, but you could get them for like $5 when I was getting them back in like 2017, 18.
There might be a temporary bump in it until it blows over.
Yeah, because it's a little revitalization.
People will speculatively purchase.
Do your kids collect anything?
Space Knight wants to know. Actually, Warren owns Nerdtastic Plastic in Illinois, and he is a vintage toy vendor. Yes, and so he also collects.
We have not seen the commercial.
Haven't seen those commercials. Blue Splash wants to know how we did at the retro swap. I already showed this, and that's my my Modern Toys tin litho. Or not tin litho, it's steel pressed, but it's lithograph working 50s tugboat, the Neptune, which you know, again, you never see these in this kind of condition. This is so clean. And she got a bunch of stuff. She hasn't even shown it yet. She hasn't even shown her stuff yet.
That was the trailer for the movies. We saw it when it was on Hulu. Yeah, I think it came. The new ones came out on Hulu, and we did watch. I don't think we watched the whole first season, but we watched maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and the movies were fine. The riffing wasn't bad, but once you've watched the original for so long and nearly every episode of the original, you kind of get used to for me, I can't say for
Yeah, that
David.
helps too.
For me, I get used to the voices.
Hmm.
And so you still look for that voice. Um when Joel was on there on the original, I used to like the experiment of the week. He used to do that. They had the experiment, the scientist
Invention exchange.
invention exchange. That's right. So Joel would do an invention, and the scientists would do an invention, and then they would have these breaks in between the movies. That interaction was good, especially when they did that Yes song.
Owner of the Lonely
Only of
Heart.
a lonely.
Because some of that was really random.
That was
It's
funny.
really, really random.
Yeah. That was funny. So that's what really gets me with that, because I look for the things that I missed from the original.
Hmm.
But it really wasn't awful. Like when it first came out and they said that they showed the guy, and we watched the first episode, and I think we turned it off, but then we went back and it wasn't as bad as we were expecting, but it's nothing that I need to see again.
Yeah.
Like I can watch the original Mystery Science over and over again.
Sure.
But that one, okay, I saw that. That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same appeal.
Yeah, he bought
David,
it.
yeah, she hasn't shown her pickups yet.
No. How do you guys like your new home, museum and elsewhere? Everything feeling more like home?
Eric wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, we love it. Okay, well, for me, I like to write out all of my hopes and dreams. I really do. I really do. I write out all my hopes and dreams. I say it out loud. I told David, one day when we get our dream house, I want this. When we get our dream house, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
And, when we were looking for a house, in the back of my mind, those are the things I wanted. But I know, okay, financially, we won't be able to afford none of that. And then this house has, I think, every single thing that I ever wanted plus. And it was, in the budget.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that's of God right there.
It ended up being in the budget because it was a lot more. It was actually pretty expensive. And out of curiosity, we were like, well, let's just throw out a lowball offer and just feel it out.
I did not believe the people would accept the lowball. We were really just wanting to look in the house.
Yeah.
And the realtor, let's put in the offer.
He was like,
okay,
this
is off the budget. Oh, let's lowball it.
And he was like,
right.
well, we can try it. And then he calls us up like the next day. He was like, you're not gonna believe this. They accepted the offer. Do you know what you just done? Do you know what just happened? Do you know what the spec is in that area? And I'm like, you're kidding. They actually just took that.
And even the mortgage lender was like, oh my God, I can't believe that the house is going for this and y'all are paying that. I was like, well, we just lowballed it. Yeah, you gotta see. Yeah, you gotta try.
The guy took it. And it's like a really, 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 really old guy, and apparently just wanted it to go to someone who was going to care about it.
Yeah,
because he's taken, he had the house custom built, and he's immaculately taken care of it for decades.
I've never seen a house this well maintained. Yeah. So now we go above and beyond. I mean, we always took care of things anyway, but now it's like, oh man, we got to do this house justice. We got to take care of it. But no, we love it. It's beautiful. It's nice. Mm-hmm. The neighborhood is great.
It's quiet. There's nothing out here.
Nothing out here but deers and cicadas and frogs.
Yeah,
and
we get a lot of deer in the yard now.
Robert likes to see the Natural 2, I think it's called. It looks good. I don't know.
Who are you talking about?
Something. The guy plays a Joe everything talking about his family and vacation. Okay.
Saturday morning said MST3K movie was the Mike version of the big screen in the 90s.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't that big of a hit at the box office. They watched This Island Earth. And AMH is here wanting to know about the cats. Trapped a calico family of 8 at his job.
Ooh.
They're at the vet being fixed and hopefully socialized for adoption. Hopefully, it takes a little while for them to get comfortable if they've been in the wild for a long time. The cats are doing good. I had captured the last one, which was a cat I call Spice from the original Clouder, because I brought them all with us. I couldn't leave him behind. My ethics just wouldn't let me do something like that. I had to bring him here and try. And believe it or not, this house is also outfitted with an outdoor enclosure.
Yeah, it does. That's under the porch.
Yeah, it's like a 12 by 20 space that they're all
in.
And
it's tall enough for you to stand in.
Yeah.
I mean, the ceiling is low, but you can stand up in it.
And they're all in there, and it's cool and dark and dry, and they've gotten very comfortable. Well, Spice is still settling in. He was violently angry when he was finally caught 6 weeks later, because he would not go near the traps. But I finally got him in there, and he's calmed down because he's with his family now. He recognizes everybody. But because again, he didn't, and I've joked about it. I said, for all he knew, I was eating them. Yeah, he was like, where all my friends and family go? What are you doing? I'm not coming near you. And now he's figured it out, I guess. Like, oh, here's where everybody is. All right. So they're settling in nicely so far.
Yeah, we're still in the same area because I didn't want to leave this area because I worked hard to get a nice nursing home for my mom where I can get there. It's like 5 miles away. So I didn't want to go outside of that. So I can, go every day and all of that. So yeah, it was meant for us. I truly, honestly believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sylvan has joined us.
Hey, Sylvan.
Wants to know about the boat. Everybody wants to know about the boat. Yes, I did.
Hey, Black Arrow Cartoon.
Black Arrow Cartoons.
Bargaining is a good way to save money. Nice going to get a great deal on a new home. Yeah, you got to try. I mean, with not just with houses, with cars, with toys, with comic books. You got to try. You get on eBay, you lowball it. You never know. They might accept it.
Yeah, I did get it. I did get it. It was 88-year-old man, and he just really, really, really wanted somebody to take it that was going to take good care of it. And I guess he had a good vibe about it. Yeah,
it is easier to take care of the cats because they're outdoor cats, so they can have some place to go.
Yeah, and they're just allocating to the to that area, and there is an opening. There's a small opening they can get in and out of, which right now that opening is closed because Spice is very new. But then eventually they'll be able to travel in and out of there at their leisure.
I was hurt, Eric.
Oh, $600 for Michael Jackson from Queen Studios.
Because that would, like I said, I have experience with Queen Studio statues.
Yes.
They are worth every dime for the sculpt you get, the clothing, the accessories, all the stuff you get. You get a good piece of whatever. And I know they're starting to dabble into that 6 scale, and we've seen some other 6 scale. So I knew
they've done a lot of Lord of the Rings, actually.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse. But boy, when they showed that Michael Jackson leaning over, I was like, man, let me get on Sideshow right now. And then he said $600. I was like, well, never mind. And it's not going to go down. That's the thing. Because, some statues, 1/6 scale figures, you give it a while, they come down in price. That's not going to come down in price. I have to win the lottery to get that. I am going.
Oh, Johnny's going.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for stopping in. We really appreciate it.
Robert wants to see a video on where the cats are now. Well, I have a channel dedicated to the cats.
Hey, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That was a great movie.
at Stray Cat Sanctuary 1945. Patrick is joining us.
Hey, Patrick.
The Queen Studios Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal 6-scale figure, Robert.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Johnny wants to know 2 Walmarts don't have the cereal. 2 more. You're running around to Walmarts looking for that cereal. You probably could have gone to Walmart online and ordered it. It may not come in great shape though.
Yeah, it might be busted up.
I wanted to put the moniker in there because in case anybody's asking. But yeah, you got to show what your pickups.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's it. That's where I showcase a lot of the cats. I talk about the cats specifically on that channel. But yeah, I'll show their enclosure here. It's at some point in the near future.
Yeah, he'll show it on that channel.
Because that was actually a great bonus that I had that.
So I got this. The Riddler from Batman the Animated Series.
Riddler.
And I didn't realize I didn't have the Riddler yet. So I got the Riddler now. The Riddler figure. And then this person had some original Ghostbusters, the Fright features. So I actually one vendor.
Woolworth $5.99. Woolworths. Oh wow, Woolworths $5.99.
I was able to get from the same vendor. I got the 3 Ghostbusters and 2 Batman the Animated Series. And hold on, stuck in the bag. And this is the last one, Ghostbuster one.
Okay.
And you know the great thing about going to these shows, because like Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles are stuff that I always say I'm not going to get because the price is so much if you go on eBay. But then you'll have a vendor at these shows that'll have it and it'll be really cheap. It's like, wow. Okay.
She's had a lot of luck with Ninja Turtles and with Toxic Crusaders.
Yes.
At those shows for really, really good prices.
And this is Scarecrow. I didn't have the carded Scarecrow. Well, I'm stopping at Target looking around also. So Johnny is scouring the earth.
Well, he's going to the Walmart specifically because the Walmart has the flocked Frankenberry.
Yeah.
And that's the carded Ninja Turtle, the Pizza Toss and Ralph.
Yeah.
Which is what, 1995.
Yeah. So
there's Chance.
Hey Chance. And last night we were on Chance's channel and I shared that on Facebook and on our YouTube posts. So make sure you check that out. We had a great time talking to Chance last night. So check that out. See what we had to say and all of the good times we had. Support Chance and everything that he does. I think you need an easier name so I can check it out. All you got to do is go on YouTube and type that name in.
If you type that moniker in, you'll find it. They stuck me with that one. I got to see if I can get it changed.
I mean, you can check it out if you just type the name in.
There's a Pizza Hut coupon in there.
Oh man, you can take it out. You think it's still good?
Domino's Pizza, excuse me. There's a Domino's Pizza coupon in there.
You think it's still good?
No. Well, you know there's dates on those coupons.
Saw in a box Supernatural Dark Dragon. Really nice dragon. What are the top items on your wanted list currently? Box vintage Frankenberry? No. I want the Mego, not the Mego, the Mattel Flash Gordon. I got a couple of figures from that. I would really like to get some more of those figures. And then we got Eric Reese that has joined us. Hi guys. I saw the toy swap video earlier. Is it just me or is the swap shrinking inside the past few months? Yeah,
that's what I was talking about during the video. It's a lot smaller because a lot of the vendors just decided not to come because of the possible stormy weather, and it was raining while we were out there.
Yeah, but also because Mina, one of my friends, Izette, she was there. We were talking about that. And we talked about it the last time that the show went on. Martin, the guy that runs it, was told by the mall that he needed to calm his vendors down because it takes up too much parking space.
They wanted one whole road cut out, and so
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, so he had to turn people away the last time,
Right.
and it's like, wow, you know, that's
and you know, my
that's
thing
unfortunate.
is, and I said it before, I'll say it again. 365 days a year, he uses 6 days. You know, whoever's complaining isn't coming to that place 6 days, 6 times a year.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was just crazy. But
And
you
it
know,
brings business into the antique mall too.
it does, because nearly everybody, the customers, they mill around outside and then they go inside, use the bathroom, walk around, buy stuff.
Yeah.
They go in there for stuff. Plus, a lot of the outside vendors have little booths inside, and they'll tell you, hey, go check out my booth inside. You might find this or you'll find that. So then the mall gets that sale when you go inside.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of toy vendors inside
In that particular mall.
yeah, because of that. Oh, okay. Blue Splash got that
That figure today.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because a lot of the vendors who are in that show are you know, they've decided to set up at that mall. So there's actually a lot of toy vendors inside that antique mall now as a result of that.
Okay, so Saturday Morning says the real Ghostbusters have a book coming out by the Toy Federation, and Pixel Dan's Ninja Turtle book is on pre-order.
Yeah, we talked about that in the live stream, or not live stream, but the retro.
No, the roundup.
Roundup. I'm getting all mixed up.
So
yesterday.
You'll have the He-Man, now the real Ghostbusters toy book. You got that guy that did that G.I. Joe toy book, and now the Ninja Turtle toy
Well, it's
book.
the art of G.I. Joe, that book.
Oh, it's not the toy?
No, it's the art. It's the art that was used in all the raw action figures and toys. But the art is, you know, the Hasbro's always had amazing art, except for their G.I. Joe Extreme toy series.
Okay.
They've always had pretty amazing art for a lot of their stuff.
Yes, I do want that King Randor carded.
Carded.
Not graded.
Not graded.
Every time I see that King Randor on the card, it's graded.
Yeah.
I want an on the card, non-graded King Randor.
Yeah, and of course I've got a couple.
Oh, Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks was a fun movie.
Monster Force. Seems like I've seen Monster Force lately.
That cartoon.
Oh yeah, that's right. We just finished watching the cartoon.
Shouldn't be too much. Playmates, I think, made the Monster Force in the 90s.
Hey, David.
Nostalgic wants Kenner $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman toy book. It wouldn't be very big because they didn't do a lot.
Oh, didn't?
No.
I am going to get that Ninja Turtle toy book. And the Ghostbuster, those are just fun to have, even if you don't collect it. It's like the comic book guide. I have that. And it's cool just to look through and see the covers of the comic books. Are the toy vendors that are there all the time from the mall?
No, a couple of them. But most of the people who go to the Retro Toy Swap and set up, they're collectors that are trying to thin their collections out, which is why we're able to get such great prices at that show. And I've explained it before. It's like $20 for a spot at the Retro, as opposed to, like, let's say you went to one of the bigger shows and you had to pay $500 for a table for 2 days, and you don't know if you're going to make any money. A lot of people aren't going to do that. But, you know, somebody who has too much stuff in their garage will go to the Retro for $20.
Hey, 70 meets 80s toys.
We'll go to the Retro Toy Swap for $20 and take a crack at it. And I found amazing stuff at the Retro Toy Swap. I've had better luck there than at any of the big toy shows, quite frankly. Today, again, was a little slow because of the weather, and a lot of people who were going to vend there didn't show up. But really, probably 80% of the people out there are not actually vendors. They're just people that were like, hey, I can spare $20 in a Saturday morning and set a table up. Sure, I'll do that and see if I can get rid of some of this stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a big book, long as you got a nice picture of all of the toys. And I like it when they show the toys loose and on the card, or if it's in a box. So just so you can know what the card looks like. But yeah, I like those. I got the Masters of the Universe one that Pixel Dan did, and that one is really good. He put a lot of work into that thing. I have a hard cover British annuals of $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman.
So Chance talking there.
Great to see you too. Okay,
that's all side conversation.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've had a lot of good luck at the retro toy swap, so that's why I like to still go. And yeah, she had more luck than I did.
Yeah, but I honestly didn't think. Oh, I did get one more thing. This was the first thing I got, and I didn't think I would get anything else because, like I said, when we got there, the vendors that were there, one guy, like I said, he had the Ninja Turtles, but the two that he had were open, and some vendors came like really late, and the other ones, I just didn't see anything I wanted. But I got this, and at first I thought it was a record, but it's a calendar. And Spidey had this, and he had like what, 20?
A case full
For like every year.
A couple of decades worth.
Yeah. So I got my birth month. Birth year.
Unused Star Trek calendars that someone had collected.
Yeah. So this is the Star Trek, and y'all know me. I don't watch Star Trek, but this is my birth year, so I'm gonna put it up. And then I'm going to flip it every month. That's what we're going to do. So I guess every month you got you got some going on. You got some pictures and, of course, the dates and stuff like that every month. So you got some pictures from the show. And that's this calendar. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, somebody's whole collection.
And they didn't take it out the box. So they didn't put it on the wall. A couple of them were out of the box.
Yeah.
But
a lot of
the majority of them.
This is the shipper.
Yeah. Yeah, the 90s toy lines are starting to go up. So if you see things from the 90s, you need to jump on them now.
I remember Beetleborgs.
Okay.
I remember that show. And Nostalgic said a lot of comic sellers at the FarleyCon in Chattanooga.
Yes, Chance went to FarleyCon today in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it is tomorrow. So if y'all are in the area, y'all can go out there. We went there once before, a couple of years ago, and then a lot of personal things have been going on, and we didn't get to go. And I don't know why we didn't go last year. And then this year, I don't know why we didn't go, but we didn't go this year either.
We can't get to all of them,
But it was good. Yeah. And when we went, I think it was like the second year. And from what Chance is saying, it's grown a lot since the last time we were there.
Hopefully they don't get bought out, and then you go there and it's all Artist Alley, and the tickets are like 10 times as much.
Yeah, you got 4 on the card, but they're graded, and those prices
Saturday
are
morning,
ridiculous.
Looked up Randor on eBay, and they're up there. It was
always graded.
It was one of the last figures produced, and the tail end of
Big Evil Undertaker,
Master of the Universe. They didn't make many, and they're pretty scarce. Even though, Robert, it shows 66 because there was no show in 77.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about the calendar has Star Trek images from the original 60s Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
And that's how all of those calendars look up until Star Trek the Motion Picture came out. Saturday Morning said even Dick Tracy toys are starting to come up a little bit. Yeah. Because those 90s figures are starting to catch up. We're trying to catch up.
Okay. Beetleborgs was on TV when Kay Munin was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Chance says have not been to FarleyCon since 2021. seemed like that's about when we went. I guess these 90 toys are hitting the 30 to 35-year-old range.
Yeah, so there's that nostalgic group from kids from that era.
Yeah.
So VR Troopers and Reboot and
Mm-hmm.
Earthworm Jim and all of those obscure lines that have not traditionally cost very much are starting to move. They're starting to move up there.
David has some interest in a 6-scale $6 million man.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure about the likeness on that head sculpt though. Eric used to go to Farley Con. They're in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm priced out just to shop vendors at $20 a ticket. Oh, is it $20 admission?
Wow, that went up. I know we didn't pay that much when we went, but like I said, we haven't been in a few years. It's been a while since we've been there. But one 90s toy, I hope they come out with. I doubt it though, because they didn't make it when the show came out. But we told y'all about Phantom 2024. 2040, yeah. Sorry, 2040. We saw that cartoon. I thought it was a great cartoon.
It wasn't geared towards children.
No, it wasn't. It was a more mature plot. It was a continuous story, one continuous story, and they didn't make figures for it.
Plus, it was it had wonky animation because it's the same animators who did Aeon Flux for MTV. So it's a really odd looking animation, but people with really deformed bodies and stuff. It was bizarre. But,
it was. But I really liked the show, and I looked up to see if they made figures, and they didn't. If they were to make figures of that, because it was never made, I would probably get it, depending on the price. I know the price would be ridiculous, so probably not.
Yeah, but those 90s properties are starting to move. There's a lot to choose from. Stuff people have forgotten about. Movie figures, the cone heads from Playmates, the mask figures with Jim Carrey. There's a lot of stuff. Demolition Man.
Hey, Paul.
Paul's here. Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone. The Last Action Hero. A lot of stuff came out in that time period that the figures are still not very expensive, but they might start moving.
Yeah, I saw that Ectoglow. I'm not gonna get it. I was getting the Ghostbusters stuff in the earlier, a few years ago when it was coming out, but I'm not getting any more of that. Not the newer stuff. If I get any more Ghostbusters, whatever, it's going to be the older 90s stuff or 80s stuff. But nah. I thought it was just okay to me. It wasn't that great. And Robert doesn't think that the $6 million man looks like Lee Majors.
Or Saturday Morning mentions the Shadow movie Cop Car jumped up. She has the whole Shadow line from that film.
I got that really cheap. I think I completed the entire line in like 2 lots. I found some lots on eBay that went out ultra cheap, and I bought the 2 and put the whole line together. The vehicles were cheap. I mean, they were more expensive, obviously, than the carded figures, but they were cheap. But yeah, I can see that going up now, just like the Swamp Thing, just the Shadow, and it's another one. I can't think of it now, but yeah, you got to start moving on it if you want to try to get anything.
Another one too is the Nightmare Before Christmas, the original Nightmare Before Christmas, which are bendy action figures. They got real expensive for a little while, and then bottomed out, and now they're starting to move up again. And they're the Tales from the Crypt Keeper action figures.
Oh yeah, we saw one of those today, and we also saw some Earthworm Jim today. I don't know what the prices were because I wasn't interested in that.
I'm interested in it, but I wasn't going to do that today.
Oh, okay. I saw it again. I saw it, but I didn't look at the price at all because I'm not into that.
I already spent too much just on what I did get. But, what are you going to do?
I wouldn't sit back too long on the 90s stuff or it would hit 80s prices. You're right about that.
Blue Splash suggests that. Black R2 says Aeon Flux and other rare shows would be great to see as figures. So many repeats these toy makers are playing it safe with. Yeah.
You right about that. You're playing it safe because G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Ninja Turtles are a safe bet.
Yeah.
They know, okay, if we make this, people are going to buy it. But what's really getting tiring, what's really making me fatigued, I'm getting Ninja Turtle fatigued because they cross Ninja Turtle with everything.
They got Ninja Turtle, my
Hello Kitty
coming up. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I showed that on the roundup
yesterday.
Yes. I showed that on the roundup yesterday. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Ultra Force figures are cheap. I have the Ultra Force line. You can still get those for under $15.
And once upon a time in the 90s, they were going for big money also because the chase figures, the ones that are carded black,
yeah,
people were really fighting over, and now they don't even care.
No.
It's one of those things that's just kind of bottomed out. And hey, there's always the Playmates Star Trek.
What theme, David, is your collection? Moo Mesa getting a new cartoon and comic.
Yeah, Saturday morning. That's right. Yeah, Moo Mesa.
Order the reaction. Herman. Okay. No.
Johnny,
I know I'm
Johnny
not going to get that.
He's talking about the NECA. Or
yeah.
Is it NECA or Reaction?
He said Reaction.
Because I know NECA did the Herman and Grandpa. And I had talked about Herman and Grandpa, or Grandpa in particular, because that actor, and it wasn't the mayor, it was actually governor. He was running for governor of New York way back in the day. And I remember seeing him in an interview dressed like Grandpa Munster. And it's like, dude, I guess that's the only way he can be recognized. It's kind of like Ellie Mae Clampett. The actress who played Ellie Mae Clampett was doing conventions for years dressed like Ellie Mae Clampett. And it's like, lady, you're in your 70s with pigtails and dressed like Ellie Mae Clampett. Slow it down, huh?
Yeah, and that's the problem I have, David. How many things do you need? That's always the question. But I think these toy makers believe we know if we make Masters of the Universe, Ninja Turtles, Transformers, it's going to move. So they make it.
Yeah.
And G.I. Joe. If we make those figures, it's going to move. It's going to keep the doors open. It's going to keep the lights on. It's going to keep you employed.
Yeah.
So they make it. And it's like, make something else. All of the cartoons that's out, that's all y'all can come up with. Make something else that hasn't been made or wasn't made in a very, very, very long time. Well, 90s Turtles did cross over with really Star Trek.
Star Trek, Universal Monsters, and Trolls. Saturday morning says that's right. And Nostalgic wants to know if there was a Hello Kitty movie. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I am not sure.
Yeah, that is discussing K-Muni.
A Ninja Turtle and Hello Kitty crossover.
But they didn't need to do Transformer My Little Pony. Now they're going to do My Little Pony Ninja Turtle.
Oh, God.
He played Grandpa on the TBS monster movie. I never saw the Monsters. Monsters, yeah. I never really watched. I mean, I knew it was on and what it was about, but I never really watched that. That or the Addams Family. Smurfs are oversaturated at the movies.
Are they Chance? I don't know. I like the Smurfs, but I like the classic. I like the 80s Smurfs. Eric suggests Aeon Flux, the Head, and Max would make great toy lines. MTV's Liquid Television figures would break the stale streak of toy lines if they can get the licensing for it. And that's where a lot of that comes from.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of the problems are, because that comes up quite a bit where people ask, why are we not getting all these other figures that we used to see on the original Masters of the Universe? We used to watch the show He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and there's figures that have still not been done. What the hell, Mattel? Well, Mattel doesn't own the rights to those. Mattel only owns the rights to the figures that they produced while that show was on the air. All those other characters were created by Filmation, and Filmation was bought out by DreamWorks in 1989, which means DreamWorks owns the rights to all of those Masters of the Universe.
Hey, Eddie.
Masters of the Universe properties. And in order to produce an action figure of it, you've got to go to DreamWorks. You got to go crawl into DreamWorks and negotiate a price. And if they can't get a price that makes any sense for putting a figure on the action figure market, then they're not going to do it. Because if they price it up too much, I mean, stuff's already expensive enough. If they price it up too much, people aren't going to go for it. So you get the same figures over and over again, no matter who's making it, whether it's Mattel, whether it's Mondo, whether it's Super 7 and what have you. You're going to get the same figures over and over and over again. And I think that's the part that people miss. Yeah, they don't have access to these characters. So they've got to sit at a table with DreamWorks and say, okay, can we get this figure? And how thin are we going to slice this piece of pie that we can still make any money off it if it sells, and half of them don't end up at Ollie's, which is what's been happening.
So David finished Killer Tomatoes. He got a complete
That's a tough
vintage
set.
line.
Those are tough, actually.
And Johnny said we need Ninja Turtle Golden Girl crossover.
Yeah, that would be very weird.
Oh, really? Saturday Morning says Smurf needs to stop time jumping to today and just give us fantasy movies like Magic Flute and The Lost Village.
They keep wanting to set them in
going to New York
in the modern era. And yeah, I can see that. It's like, yeah, just leave them in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Leave them in the 1400s or wherever the original show was set in.
No, we're not funding the Snake
Blue
Lair.
Splash wants to know if we're going to buy Snake Lair or not.
No.
Bloody likely. Nostalgic says psychological marketing going on. They make a new version which devalues the last version. Yeah. So you get the new sculpt. You see a lot of that with high-end action figure collecting, especially Hot Toys and Sideshow.
Yeah.
And the older versions, they tank in value because they will turn around and they'll dump them back into the market to buy the new one. That happens with statues as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Like, that's how I got my Sideshow Universal Monsters.
Because she paid practically nothing for them because nobody cared. The Sideshow Outer Limits,
Twilight Zone,
and they were really, really cheap because, of course, the next new thing rolls along and then people lose interest because, the sculpt is better now, and they forget all about the piece that they originally bought.
Yeah. I don't know, but no, I think they did that, Robert, just for DEI. So who knows?
Muted says so many figures ending up at Ollie's. You think these companies would take a hint and stop producing crap nobody wants? Well, keep in mind, most toy lines always ended up on clearance anyway, so that's just par for the course. I've got a ton of stuff that's got a clearance sticker price on it. That's so cheap, it's incredible. That second wave or that last wave of Masters of the Universe that is so hard to find now sat on clearance for years. People didn't buy them.
Hey, Edwin, how are you?
Edwin's joining us. He got a Funko Pop Fantastic Four in spacesuits. Did you?
And some Marvel
Legends. But yeah, they anticipate that some of it's going to end up on clearance. They still make their money. They still make their money even if half of it's dumped at Ollie's. So it doesn't, it looks bad to us as adult collectors, but that's been the model for decades. Blue Splash got rid of his classifieds. He's done with Modern Joes. Well, they just don't stop making them.
Yeah.
The only set I would have been interested in was maybe Cold Slither. And I'm not going to chase after it. It's going to be too expensive.
But did they do a classified version of Cold Slither? Yeah, that's right. The 4-pack.
4-pack band, and the box looks like the outside of the stadium. And I'm like, that's fantastic. But I don't want to get dragged down that rabbit hole, especially if it's like an SDCC exclusive. You did get the album though.
I did get the album.
She got the Cold Slither album,
and I got the poster.
And the poster.
I haven't looked at the poster yet. It's still in the box, but I do have the album. And we on YouTube, you can see somebody was at the concert, and they filmed them doing the Cold Slither song. So you can watch that. The band, they were up there performing that.
They needed to adjust the audio on that. The drums
very loud,
overbearing, and it's like they needed a probably a shield for that drum kit. Sometimes you see a shield in front of it. If the stage is too small, they put a shield, and it didn't have one, and it's like the drums were drowning out a lot what they were doing. So I'm sure it sounds better in the studio version.
Eddie says that, have you noticed that Gen X toys are not as popular with newer generations, thus causing prices?
I haven't really noticed prices coming down too much.
No, but we quit looking at modern toys. When we go to Walmart, we used to, I don't know if it was by
Gen X
habit.
Would be us. Gen X would be our generation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but we don't go to the toy aisle anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, Saturday Morning said there's a photo from a toy store in '94, and '80s Cops toys were still on clearance in the '90s. And I talked about that because I used to do convention. I used to go to Great Eastern conventions and other shows in the early '90s, and stuff like that. When I had before it was stolen, when I had the original Thundercats LJN figures mint on the card, I had bought them off clearance, $5 a piece. The whole line. I had figures that no one ever heard of, like Thunderwing Lion-O. It Lion-O in a big package with a jetpack, and with a jetpack with wings on it. And even collectors today are like, I never saw that. I had one. Back then, a lot of stuff was still sitting on clearance.
Yeah. So a question. To the audience. I'm trying to find the name of a song. So I'm going to have to describe the song to you.
Here we go.
And of course, I went to Google and I typed in like the description of the song. And every time I like kind of change it to try to help it figure it out and narrow it down, I still get the same song. So here is the song. It came out maybe in the 70s.
Yes.
So it is between 60s and 70s, but I'll say it was in the 70s. Is a man singing it. I'm not sure if it's a band, because when a song plays, you only hear the one guy. He's on the payphone, and that's important to know. He is on a payphone.
For those of you who remember what a payphone is.
He's on a payphone, and he's talking to his girlfriend. And the operator comes on and says, you have to put in another quarter. And he's begging the operator, please just give me 2 more minutes. I need 2 more minutes, to tell her how I feel and blah, blah, blah.
Because he's broke.
Yeah, he don't have any more money. He don't have any more money. And I tried everything. And I got that song on a record. And you never hear it on the radio. And I can't remember what record it's on. I'm thinking it's on a compilation record, because I was just, how you just put a record on, and I heard the song. I was like, oh man, I really like this song, and didn't pay enough attention to see what the name of the song is. So the question to the group.
Okay.
Does anybody know this?
Does anybody know what the name of that song is?
Oh, you don't even have to know the artist. Just the
tune.
Name of. I can't even say name that tune.
Name that tune.
Because I don't know the tune. But do you know that song? Do you know what I'm talking about? If you know the name of the song, please tell me.
I can name that tune in 3 notes.
I can name that tune in 1 note.
Name that tune.
I don't know it.
Oh, yeah?
No, it is not Jim Croker's Operator. And that song always came up. And I know that song, and I know it well. But it is
Cosetta there chiming in.
Yes. Hey, Cosetta, how are you? It's not Jim Coke's operator. It's not. It is not that song. But thank you. Nowadays, Star Wars and wrestling figures sit for years. That is true.
Uh-huh.
It's the thing Superman changes into.
Phone booth, yeah. But yeah, we used to have pay phones. That's a thing that's faded away. And if people don't, it's one of those things where younger people aren't going to get the reference now when you talk about a pay phone. Certain things, typewriter, they don't know what a typewriter is.
No.
They don't know what a landline is. What do you mean you had a phone on the wall?
It didn't have to be on the wall. Because you had the, yeah, I know what you mean.
But
or the one with where you put your finger in the rotary.
Oh, rotary dial. Yeah. They don't have that anymore.
No.
They don't have that anymore.
And then when I was looking, this was funny. It was a young guy and he was 16 and he put up a Reddit post and he was like, I'm just asking, I'm 16 years old and I heard this song and they were talking about a payphone and the operator and I totally don't know what they're talking about. So everybody on the Reddit post chimed in on what a payphone is. And yes, an operator can like cut you off or connect the dial. Because when you didn't know a phone number, you call the operator and you gave them the name, the person's name and the city and state, and they'll look it up. And then for an extra charge, they would they would ring the phone for you.
Yeah.
Or if you couldn't get the call to go through, you call the operator and say, hey, operator, can you break through? It's an emergency. I need to get through. Yeah. I still have a landline, but it's actually now through the cable provider.
Now, Saturday Morning said, is it Sylvia's Mother by Dr. Hook?
Okay, now let me pull that up on YouTube so I can hear. And then if it is, I'll scream out loud.
And display name has a suggestion as well. Terry Dean's The Man in the Phone Booth. So we'll
I thought she was saying something else. Okay, Sylvia's Mother by Dr. Hook.
Dr. Hook is a band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? It might be because it seemed like the guy was saying the mama didn't want the girl with him anymore. That might be it. Hold on, let me look.
See the lyrics.
Hold on. You gotta watch an ad. I gotta turn it down.
Play that music, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down.
She's trying. I get in enough trouble on YouTube because they're strict. They're crazy they are. Strict. They're crazy strict. They're to the point where it makes it really.
Yeah, impressive. This is it. Sylvia's Mother.
Oh no!
Oh my God, Sylvia's Mother. Give me 10 more minutes. Let me write that. Oh no, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna download it right now.
Oh, look at that.
Sylvia Mama hated that man.
Saturday Morning nailed it.
I mean, nailed it. Now I got to hear what Terry said. I got to hear that one just to see. I like that one. Okay, so I liked it. Now I got to download it. Man, because if you listen to the passion, he was like, Sylvia's mother hates me, and operator, just give me 2 more minutes. Just let me talk to her and explain myself. And it's just the passion in his voice was just there.
You know what else people don't understand when you talk to younger people?
They
don't talk about long distance charging.
You remember those long distance commercials, dial ATT and MCI and Sprint? Everybody had long distance service.
A genuine bell.
Yeah, and then the operator would, a telemarketer would call you to try to sell you long distance service.
Yeah. And if you didn't have long distance service, it cost a damn fortune if you made a phone call outside of your area code.
Or at different times.
Now it don't even matter. That's just completely gone away.
Yeah.
How did that go with AT&T? Take your first 5 for $1.05 and take your sweet time on the rest and relax for the next 5 minutes for now just 89 cents.
Good Lord, David, you know the whole thing.
And that was the song. Mm. It was a jingle, and I'm sure $1.05 a minute for 5 minutes, and then it's 89 cents afterwards.
DC and Marvel has been reprinting many of their original issues to complete form, such as Adventure Comics 210 from 55 and debut Superdog and many others.
It's Renard there telling us.
Yes.
If Robert thinks it's weird, people don't know what a payphone is. Well, to us,
yeah, because we grew up with
we grew up with a lot of stuff that that just doesn't exist anymore. So young people have no clue what we're talking about. And you show them something like a typewriter, and they don't know what the hell. They think it's a big keyboard, and they want to know where it plugs in. They don't understand that stuff.
Dr. Hook sang on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
He used to dress like
Richard's
joined us. He used to dress like Dr. Hook, or he used to dress like Captain Hook, I believe, right?
Everyone got sick of it. Trice. Oh, party lines. I know party lines, but I never used a party line. I know what party lines are.
Me either.
They were still around, and you remember they had the 900 number where you can get on a party line,
or you could talk to a naughty girl.
Yeah, because they had all them sex ones.
Or Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, don't forget the 900 number for kids, only $2 the first minute, 75 cents every other minute.
Talk to He-Man or the Smurfs or something. Yeah, they had a lot of that. Get your parents' permission.
Yeah. Cleo commercial.
Yeah, the psychic.
She
got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because she was a fake. She wasn't even Jamaican.
They're all fakes.
Yeah, but she wasn't even Jamaican. What's the other song? Let me look that one up. Hold on.
You passed it. Terry Dane and the man.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Terry Dane, the man in the phone booth.
Man in the phone booth.
The man
but there you go.
Look that up.
There's a lot of stuff from our generation that's just gone, and younger people have no idea what you're talking about. They don't know what it means. Hell, I mean, if it's not a watch that's connected to your phone, half of them don't know what a watch is. Or
they can't read the numbers.
Yeah, analog clock. They can't read an analog clock.
*67 to be slick. Or they had *69 to call you back. And you had to remember all of those codes because one would block you, one would forward. Yeah. They had *69 to redial the last number.
Yeah. And then they came out with the caller ID, which was a little box. You'd have to buy the service, and there was a box you plug in between the landline and where the phone connected. And when someone called you, the number would pop up on that box if you had the service. And that's just completely gone now because you see almost every number. Rarely you don't see a number, but you see almost every number now when it pops up.
David remembers calling WWF on the phone.
Wasn't that Lou Albano? Because a bunch of them had one, but I remember Lou Albano had the updates one that he did once a week, and I never called any of them. But I remember a lot of the wrestlers had one.
Display name got in trouble for calling, but now the
G.I. Joe. Oh yeah.
Now on your cell phone, I guess if the person has the same carrier or the same, I don't know, but it shows the person's name even if you don't have them saved in your phone. Last night Action Figures was good.
Richard liked the figures.
Oh, from the
roundup.
Yeah. Flip phone is their payphone. Yeah.
Alpha remembers calling the Knight Rider hotline, and you could talk to Kit. Did you actually talk to Kit, or did Kit just have a recorded message just for you? Blue Splash wants to know remember the Dracula game. I want to bite your finger. I want to bite your finger. It's the Dracula game. And it would randomly stamp your finger with like 2 little ink spots if you got caught. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah.
Frank and Frog, have you ever seen a kid try to figure out what a VHS
cassette is? Yeah. Some of that stuff is crazy.
We had the girl, we told you this. We had the girl at Value Village. We had a VCR tape, and she was asking what this was. She was like, "Is this a DVD?" I'm like, "No, it's not a DVD. It's a VCR tape." And she just looked all confused and just shrugged her
Oh,
shoulder.
shoot,
And,
they don't know what a disk is. Hell, your computer doesn't even come with a disk drive anymore.
no, it don't. That sucks too.
They took that away.
900 kids numbers: Care Bears, He-Man, Star Trek, Mighty Mouse, Chipmunks, Paul Abdul, New Kids on the Blocks, and then more.
Yeah, Nintendo for tips. They had a tip line. Yeah. Muted said, are we surprised kids don't know what a watch or a payphone is? Some of them can't read, write, or do math. That's
Lord.
true.
We're not going back down that road, K-Muted.
Yeah.
Because we'll be there all night talking about that.
That is true. But what are you going to do?
Oh, yeah, you use your teeth.
Because, yeah, the cell phones used to have an antenna on them.
He had to pull it out.
The earlier ones had an antenna.
Oh, he was at FarleyCon.
Was he? He gets around.
Yeah, he gets around.
So Nostalgic was telling us Sergeant Slaughter was at FarleyCon. But yeah, he gets around. He'll be at the Joe Lanta as well.
Gundam or Gunman? Gundam.
I think it's Blocker Gundam.
No, you didn't. You had a helpline to call when you got stuck on a video game?
That's what I was just saying. David is talking about that. Yeah, Sega and Nintendo both did that. And they would give you could get tips, or you could find out certain games had a code.
Oh, really?
Had codes that you could get.
I talked to Razor Ramon in the chat room, America Online, but I got banned. Now, do you remember on the early days of the internet, you got in the chat rooms and they had like 1 million chat rooms, and you would just sit there and chat, but you had to type. That's how I learned how to type, because I couldn't type good. So I would go in, hey, Raccoon Eyes, I would go in the chat room and talk to people. And so I would have to respond. So I would have to type fast to keep up. And that's how I taught myself how to type. It worked.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I remember calling the Nintendo. I didn't know they had lines for that, but I'm not surprised. But, you know, that's it. Hey, Richard
is there. He misses the theater lines.
Yes.
All the theaters had a phone line that you could call that had a recorded message. It said dial 1 to hear the show times for this, 2 for this, 3 for this, and then you'd pick, and it would tell you the show times. And that was that was very helpful back in the day.
It did, because you needed to know what time the movies came on.
Yeah. Now none of that matters.
No, because you could just go online and look it up.
Everything's online. You don't even need to go online. You can just go right to your phone.
Yeah.
So it's like the phone has actually eliminated most of that. You
remember on Seinfeld when everybody used to call Kramer?
Kramer's
His number was like one off. So then he started giving the
he started telling people the show times.
The show times.
He would pretend to be the recording, like he has all that free time. The guy's crazy. Or when Mrs. Bucket would get a call for an order for Chinese food, because her number was one off from a Chinese restaurant, and she would get so upset about that. This is a private household.
Yeah, she had a white or a cream phone and all kind of crazy stuff that lady said. Frankie Frog kind of missed the days when every company had a separate website. Now it's always Facebook official. This and Instagram,
yeah. They probably still do have an official website, but it's not being maintained.
Oh, really? 900 numbers for kids were banned, and they did need to ban that, because kids got on there and used those
and racked up phone bills.
You had thousands of dollars.
But there you go.
Hey, Custom God.
He said some theaters made you listen to the show times for all the movies. You couldn't choose individual.
That is true. I remember that.
That's earlier. Before more people had touch tone dialing. Because prior to that, I mean, through the 70s, the only time when I was growing up, the only time you saw a touch tone a phone with touch tone numbers instead of a rotary, was if you were in an office. Like if you went someplace like an office building, the hospital, they had touch tone and switchboard dialing. But everyone else had a rotary phone because you got the phone that the phone company provided for you. You rarely actually bought your own.
You know what I miss? They had this in Orlando. We lived in Orlando for a while. They had the jukebox channel, and it was a jukebox, and all of the different songs would scroll by, and you call the 900 number, and then you put the code for that song on, and they would play that video. If you didn't call, then you had to watch whatever video came up. But that's how they did the music videos.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was cool. I did it one time.
Richard wanted to know what animes I had. That's all right. I've got Robotech. I've got Star Blazers. I've got trying to remember. Robotech, Star Blazers. I've got Space Gateers. I've got Speed Racer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a few of the older ones. I don't have any modern ones. And Dragon Ball Z. I think that's the most modern one I have is the Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you can see it.
Richard has all the Godzilla and Ultra series, Ultraman videos.
Okay.
Voltron, Galaxy Express.
I do have Voltron. I do not have Galaxy Express.
Mr. Movie Phone on AOL.
AOL, God.
It's Bouquet.
It's bucket. Bouquet. It's not bucket. It's bouquet. It's pronounced bouquet.
Yeah, sure.
Pronounced bouquet.
It's bucket. She got that darn man fired, early retirement.
Yeah, she got him pushed into early retirement. They got rid of him because they were tired of her calling and harassing him at work and making him come home for stupid crap. But Muted wants to know if I have Battle of the Gods movie. No, I don't think I have that. But yeah, I don't have a whole crap ton of anime shows, but I have a few back there. Because that's which one?
No, I was going to say something. Most of the time, we just watch it on the streaming network.
Yeah, but if it's an older one, I want to own it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, I've got the Star Blazers, one of my all-time favorites. I've also got Battle of the Planets, aka G-Force, aka Gatchaman.
No custom guide, but I would love to have Gumby figures input. Oh, sorry, that's a lie. I have one Gumby figure,
a carded
Gumby figure. I would love to have more. It's kind of hard to find. Sometimes you'll find the itty bitty ones. The one I have is a bigger figure. I think 6-inch figure. I think. I would like the whole gang to include the blockhead.
Yeah, the earlier ones because they've been produced several times over the years.
Yeah, but I don't have many Gumby, but I would love to have some Gumby. I looked online once on eBay a while back, and I haven't looked since. I haven't looked in a long time, so I haven't really been looking at toys online. Yeah. We saw Captain Harlock. I don't think we have it, but we saw it. Honestly, I haven't really been looking at toys online in months. I haven't bought a toy online in months. Everything I've bought that I've had, I don't want to say a year, but I know probably 6 months, maybe more. I bought at toy shows. I don't think I bought a toy online.
Yeah.
In 6 months or more, except for the stuff that was at Big Bad Toy Store that I had in my pile of loot forever, not counting that stuff. I really pulled back, even with comic books. Some records, a couple of records I've bought online, but I've been backing off a little bit, and I think I'm gonna keep doing that for a while. It is some stuff that I want, but I'm trying to get something else done right now. So I ain't really worried about it. And that's why at first, when we went to the retro today, I was kind of glad that I wasn't seeing anything. Then I went back around and saw some stuff and bought a couple of things, but I ain't spend that much. Plus, I put some money aside for that anyway. I have all of the Gatchaman series, says Richard.
Yeah, Munin says I do have Battle of the Gods. It's from Dragon Ball. I
Oh,
might
okay.
not have looked at it yet. If
Okay.
it's sitting back there, I might not.
He can
look at
see
it
that
yet.
from where he's at.
He saw it in a showcase video.
Oh, I was about to say,
When I was
God,
looking
Lee,
around.
what kind of eyes you got? Let's trade. Dragon Ball, and that other one is Frankenfrog's
Yu Yu
favorite.
Hakusho.
Mm-hmm. And
Transit
that,
Z, Mazinga Z. Yeah,
I guess.
those were fun.
Yeah, I've seen the original Gumbies from when the 50s, 60s, 70s, and I've seen the one from the 80s. I like David and Goliath.
Davey and Goliath
and
is
Goliath is funny. I like that one. Those are only two claymation stuff that I've watched.
fun.
The Barker Comic and Cartoon Museum have full props and sets of the Gumby and California raisins on display. Oh, that's cool.
Richard said they did the Force 5 videos. I had Grendizer, Get a Robo, Space Geteers, and Vanguard Ace. Yeah, I used to watch the Force 5. I used to watch the Force 5 on weekday afternoons back in the day. But what are you going to do? And I mean, yeah, it's classic stuff.
Yeah.
Space Geteers used to piss me off, though, because I used to think I liked the show except for the princess, because I felt like the princess was manipulating them.
Thank you, Robert. We really appreciate that.
Robert made a donation to the channel. Always appreciate it.
Yes, because that's going to me buying a new action figure.
What?
I'm just messing with you.
No,
all of that stuff goes to the cats.
Yeah, it goes to helping our shelter cats. I just heard Granny Smith. I know that was Granny Smith's voice. They do have distinguishable voices, by the way. It's not all cats don't sound the same. And I heard Granny Smith yell. So somebody
yelling at Daniel.
Probably, because she does, for whatever reason, she really just does not like Daniel.
She hates that dude.
Daniel is a sweet guy.
But Daniel used to harass her a lot.
He wasn't trying to, though. He would sit there and he'd stare at her. And I think he was just trying to get to know her, but she don't want to get to know him. And so she gets upset. And it's like, but otherwise, Daniel is very gentle. Daniel's a very gentle cat. But I know I just heard her call out. So I'm like, who are you yelling at?
No, custom guy. We have not seen Davy and Goliath parody. We have not seen that.
No, we have not seen that. Saturday Morning said Voltus V had a VHS also in the 80s. I don't remember that one. And Saturday Morning said it stinks we didn't get Star Blazers action figures in the late 70s. They had all that stuff, but you had to go overseas for it.
So you know that's expensive.
It's very expensive, because I've seen, like, even the Space Geteers had a lot of Japanese figure releases in the 70s.
Thank you, Robert.
That stuff is such a fortune now to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And they came, little figures with the ships and everything. But if you go and look it up on eBay, you're paying like close to the $1,000 mark for them. But
our cats are beyond temperamental.
Well, cats get jealous.
They get on your nerves.
They have a large range of emotions, and jealousy is among them, and they can get upset pretty easily. It's kind of surprising. Dogs can too, but dogs react differently. If a dog gets jealous, it's more likely to tear up the sofa cushions when you're not home. But cats, they'll back each other off, and they get nasty about it, or they'll try to claim a spot. Like Miss Kitty, when I go to bed, she'll lay down right here on my side, at the side of my head, between the pillow and the end table. And God forbid a cat even comes close to that spot, because this is mine, and I'm laying here next to him, and go away. And Miss Kitty can be nasty with the other cats if they get too close to her. Blue Splash wants to know if we're going to the Retro in November. RetroCon.
I don't know. Is that the one in South Carolina? That's a retro toy. I think that's the one he's talking about. We don't know yet. We gotta wait till it get close.
Yeah, because it's. I know the next one I know we're going to is going to be Joe Lanta.
Don't be sorry, Robert. You have nothing to be sorry about.
Is the Joe Lanta, and then we'll probably go to the Conyers the Conyers
Yeah.
toy show, and the next retro toy swap probably, which
Yeah.
should be better. But you know, we don't have too many plans otherwise. We didn't even go to an Atlanta
The record
comic
show.
convention this year.
Oh yeah, the comic book. We haven't been to the comic book this whole year.
Yeah, the Atlanta comic
We
convention.
haven't been in a while. We haven't been in probably a year. We haven't been to the comic book show in a while. Yeah. We, like I said, we've been backing up a little bit. Not stopping with our collection, but we're just trying to do well. I know for me, I can't talk for David. I got something else in mind right now. And just ain't been going out like
Plus
all
with
that.
the move and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's, you know, it's taken up a lot of time,
Yeah.
and we just got to be more savvy about what we're doing. We just got to
Oh,
be more savvy about what we're doing, and more money conscious. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah. What do you think about the Battlestar Galactica figure, says Robert?
I mean, they look okay. It's been done in 6 scale before. I'm happy with my vintage Mattel ones. I'd like to get more, but Wave 2 is going to be very expensive. If I've never even seen any figures from Wave 2 at a convention, which means I would have to go online for them, and then you're dealing with eBay bids and stuff,
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, I don't know if I want to bother, but yeah, what are you going to do? Munin says sometimes you have to take a step back from the shows. A lot of things that takes up funds. Yeah. And we're not that big of a channel that we're pulling in like a ton of ad money or something.
Exactly.
And we can run around. Oh, we're making $1,000 a month in ad revenue, so we can just run around every show. No,
that'd be nice.
That'd be nice, but we really don't get much from the AdSense in that regard, because they do run ads on our channel, and you could throw a few pennies to us, but it's not that big of a deal. Where, I mean, if we had like a million subscribers like some of those other channels, we could run around to more shows, and that'd be fun. But otherwise, Richard says, I have 3 cats, an orange cat named Weasley, and a tiger cat named Tig, and our lovely little Miss Minnie, who's not Minnie now, she's Maxie. Oh, and there's Toy Chic.
Hey Mark, how are you? And Mark has a channel, the Toy Chic, where he does a lot of reviews and unboxing.
And of course, you know that the second wave of Battlestar got very expensive because Mattel canceled the toy line, which caused the show subsequently to also be canceled because of the lawsuit.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Saturday Morning still has their Marvel Digest book of Battlestar movie from when he was a kid. Mom found it at a thrift store.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So that's good.
You know, they did comics and stuff of all of those things.
Yeah, everything had a comic book
back in the day, and a lot of actors had albums because people were expected to sing, and if they couldn't sing, they did spoken verse. Like
yes, no, okay.
No. I didn't get to know if she got the SDCC Cold Slither set. No,
I got the record and I got the poster. I didn't want the toy. I just wanted the record and the poster, and I did. I got that. So that was enough for me.
Richard says that Weasley and Minnie are boyfriend and girlfriend, and Tig always fights with Minnie. Oh no, yeah, they can be very temperamental. Oh no, Saturday morning, we don't want to know.
I've seen stuff about that. I thought that was a parody, because you know it's a lot of parody movie trailers. Because I was watching 2, and one of them was Rambo. Like they were remaking a Rambo, and I thought it was real, and David was like, "No, that's a fake.
That's AI.
Yeah, that's a channel." But the trailer looks good. But I noticed they do that with a lot of movies. So when I saw the one with Minnie Mouse, I thought that was a parody. So I don't know if it's.
And they always got to go as low as possible by making it a horror film.
Low. It's a parody. It's called Steamboat.
Not interested.
Nope. The Bambi horror movie was out last week at the movie theater. Oh wow.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
I mean, how?
I mean,
I don't know. I was thinking, how are you gonna make Bambi a horror? What is Bambi gonna do? Try to get revenge for the person that shot his dad or mom or whoever got shot?
I don't know. I just that's kind of really cheap and base. I think it's really low. It's like the lowest common denominator. Let's just make a horror film out of it so we don't have to actually write any kind of plot.
But it seems like that's the way most movies are going now. It's either a superhero movie or a horror movie. And it's like, can you do something other than horror? What's PD? Anyone can use the
Public domain.
Oh yeah. Public domain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Public domain. It's like that's why there's been like what two with Popeye, and it's like.
And I heard about the Popeye one. That's a horror, and it's like, can you do something other than superhero and horror films? It's like, okay, if you don't do superhero and horror, you take a popular movie and you remake it. And it's like, let's just remake this one. And it's like, oh man.
And then they blow it because they miss what made the original film good in the first place. They just don't get it. So they bring back RoboCop, or they bring back something else. And
the one that we were talking about earlier with O.J. Simpson in it, Police Squad. Yeah. Okay, David's going to try and go to Toy Palooza in the Great Ohio, maybe the Retro in South Carolina.
Okay. The Great Ohio.
Really?
You gotta wonder if they're getting too big for their britches, some of those shows, because I've heard that complaint about Kane County now, where a lot of vendors are not wanting to go because it's too big and it's too expensive to set up, and then the competition is so fierce because there's so many vendors that they feel like they're getting shortchanged. And I wonder with some of those shows if they're getting too big, and then the big draw at the Kane County isn't even the show itself, it's the parking lot sales.
Well, you know that one company bought a lot of those shows, so it's a franchise now.
Yeah.
And they've turned it into a pop culture con.
Well, that
not
Kane County, but
I know, but them other ones like Wizard, San Diego, New York, and I think the Atlanta one that we went to.
Yeah, the ATL that we just went to, that's why it was all Artist Alley. There's no comic vendors there, but they call it a comic show.
Well, they had about 6. They had about 6 comic vendors.
Yeah, but there were like 400 vendors.
I know, but I'm saying, but you said it was no comic vendors. Well, it was about 6.
Yeah.
And it was 3 toy vendors.
Yeah, and that but they call it a comic show. And I was like, that doesn't count. It's not anymore.
No, Mark, we did not see the Fantastic Four or Superman.
No.
And we won't go to the movies to see either of them. If they were to come out on a streaming network that we didn't have to pay for, which they won't, because I know Fantastic Four won't, because that's a Disney and we don't have Disney. And Superman is DC, so it might come out on a streaming network that we have. Outside of that, we won't see it. I mean, we just don't go to the movies like all that because we don't care about nothing enough to go to the movies. And I would go to see the Batman Part 2. I do want to see that. I don't know what it's going to be like when it finally comes out, because they've been chopping that and rewriting and entering new strips and everything. So who knows what it's going to actually end up being. So
yeah. Saturday Morning there says that SNL did the horror Bambi as a joke decades ago. No. They made him as a Rambo character seeking revenge, and it was animated, and it was part of their TV Funhouse thing that they did in the 90s. It was like Bambi's back, and he's not going to take it this time.
Yeah, but it was still a parody.
Yeah, it's still a parody, but it wasn't a horror parody.
They still have $5 Tuesday. Well, it ain't so much of the price of the movies. It's just that we have no interest in going. We could care less. So, If it was a movie that we were just super excited to see, like I said, I am excited still to see the Batman.
Yeah.
So I would go to that.
Because I don't really get excited about any of these movies anymore. Because
Yeah.
every time I go, I'm disappointed, and I'm just sick of it. I just
Yeah.
so it's like it's not like when you were a kid and everything looked good. You went and it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark look like it's going to be a fun movie, and you go to the theater and you're like, wow, this is actually pretty good. We're not getting that quality at all anymore, and so it's like, do I even want to bother?
Yeah.
Like the last two that we saw that were even halfway decent was the Batman
Yeah, we saw
and
that.
then the first Joker.
Yeah.
And everything since. I mean, I didn't even like the Avengers Endgame.
We went to see
I
that.
didn't think they did a good job on it.
I
And
liked it. I thought it was fine. I mean, I thought it was fine. But yeah, we just don't really care about going to the movies.
yeah,
It's just not like some people. I know people that seem like their whole life existence is to go to the movies,
yeah,
and they really like that, and that's cool. But that's just not our thing. So to say a movie is coming out and whoa, I need to see it the day it comes out. I've never been that kind, and
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did do that for the first Joker and the Batman. I went out the day it came out, and I think that's the first time ever I actually went to the movies on the very first day a movie came out to see it. Because I really wanted to see that. But any other time I went to the movies, it's like, oh, let's go to the movies. Oh, okay, let's see what's there when we get there, and then we picked out whatever was playing for the time we got there. You know what I mean? So it's just not. Just don't care. How much
Robert
is the Popeye in the
Robert
bag?
wants to know how much the Dak and Popeye was. You'd
Oh,
probably pay around 50 for it.
hey, Paul Robotnik, how are you?
And Saturday morning says that SNL did a live Bambi spoof with The Rock as Bambi.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
I can't stand Dwayne Johnson. I can't.
Oh no. Oh, okay, for the 50th
Okay, 50th
anniversary.
anniversary.
Now
See,
that might be
that
worth
might
going
be
to.
interesting. I would go if I would be interested in seeing a vintage film represented on the big screen. One that I already know I would like, but
Richard hates going to the movies. You go to the movies, 2 tickets, and like almost $40, and then like $40 to eat.
that's why you smuggle your own food in.
That's one thing I used to like when we used to take the clients from the day center, because we had a guy that was in a wheelchair. So we had to take a bag, his bag, and we would sometimes put stuff in there because you had to keep him quiet. So we would put stuff in there to keep him quiet, and you could sneak stuff in there with him, but outside of that, you wasn't seeing. But they always got food anyway.
Yeah, and you can't say anything to the clients. The theater can't say too much to them.
No,
so
they just kind of just let them do whatever they do.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a tradition. You got to smuggle your own food in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't buy the theater food.
No, it costs too much.
It costs too much. Unbelievable.
Robert liked the end game. There was a lot of people then.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I think they could have done better with it. I don't know, but I for all the buildup, and then also they were starting to drop off with some of these films because some of the films were starting to not be that great, like the Captain Marvel, and
I didn't see that one,
and the Black Panther, which was not a good film at all. I'm sorry. Marvel was already trailing off with these movies. Iron Man 3 was not well done at all.
Now I've heard about the AMC
A-list.
Yeah, so but that's for people that you love going to the movies. So you for $26 a month, you get to go to 4 movies a week for one price a month. Free upgrades on drinks and all format counts.
So are you still paying for a ticket? It says 4 movies a week for one price a month. So is it the $26 price, or are you paying another ticket price?
So, but I'm thinking you're gonna pay $26, and every week you can go to 4 movies, and it's 4 weeks in a month. So in 1 month you can see 16 movies for $26. I'm guessing.
Is that right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I already have the original 6 Star Wars film on Blu-ray. Says I was about to say Keon. K Munin. I'm not paying to watch a theater re-release. Now, like David said, it's certain movies, older movies, I would go to the theater to watch. Star Wars, Terminator, Rambo. I would go to the theater, even if I got it on Blu-ray or DVD or something, just to have the movie experience, and see it on the big screen and hear the speakers and all of this and that there. I would do that. But just to go see something that came out last week, not really.
Yeah. And that's the question that Munin asked there. It says 4 movies a week. Do they have 4 movies a week that are worth watching?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
That probably not. You might not even want to go to one.
So 4 movies a week. Again, if it's 4 weeks, that's 16 movies. Do they have 16 different movies? So if you did go, is there 16 different movies playing? So every time you go, you saw a different movie.
And would those movies be mind-numbingly dull?
That's not even the question. The question is it 16 different movies that you're gonna see for the month?
Or 20?
Well, let's just go to 16 because it's 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
like I said, if they did, how bad would those films be?
Doing well. I started my Swamp Thing collection, yay, by finding a figure last Saturday at an antique store. So that's good.
Paul's got his Swamp Thing collection started up there.
I don't know how the prices are now, but we talked about that earlier before you got here. Those 90s figures are starting to creep up, so you better start doubling down. Yeah, we looked at that. Star Wars is better on the big screen.
As the Custom God suggests. And Saturday morning said Ninja Turtles 90s is getting a big screen release soon. So they're bringing that back. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, but that's per week. So so I'm guessing you're gonna see 16 movies a month for $26. That's a good price. 16 movies for $26. That's not bad. Turtles 89 is going to the big screen. Okay, we said that.
Yeah.
Theaters everywhere. And then we got Day
Quinmelon wants to know about Superman not doing well. Ticket prices have doubled compared to MOS.
What's MOS?
What happened in your opinion?
Man of Steel.
Oh, Man of Steel. Yeah. What's his name?
The guy I like.
Cavell. Yeah, not doing well as compared to superhero fatigue. People are just kind of burned out seeing superhero films, period. Second of all, from the advertisements, it looked kind of silly.
It looked like an animation.
It didn't look serious, and that's people want a serious film, not a silly film. They don't want comedy. And again, like she said, the animation, all of that CGI, it doesn't look good. It looks like a cartoon. It looks fake, and people are kind of worn out with that as well. We're in an era. We have all this advanced technology, and then you've got the original CGI films, Jurassic Park and Terminator 2, hold up better than the stuff that came out last week, as far as looking at the visual integrity and saying, does that look real or not in your mind? Because when you watch a lot of this CGI animation, you know it is, your brain picks up on it. Something doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. And if you're going to flood the whole film with CGI, it's not going to settle. You know, you look at it and you're like, what the hell? Some people even get sick with a lot of the rapid motion or the spinning around. I've heard a lot of complaints about that. There were a lot of complaints with The Hobbit because of in the original Lord of the Rings, they didn't use a lot of CGI, believe it or not. But in The Hobbit, they did, and people were getting ill from the weird motion of it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, people are just tired of it.
But they're $26. Back to that. How is the movie making money if you buy that ticket for $26 a month? And you now, will that not include a new release movie? Is it only movies that been out for a month now? You know,
I don't know
how are you gonna accurately calculate how a movie did on opening weekend if the person came up there with that $26 ticket? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's gonna include new releases. I think the movie gonna have to be like 2 weeks old or something like that.
I have no idea.
Oh, Superman passed $500 million, but doing the best domestic overseas. Okay.
But again, they still not even at their budget yet. The amount that was spent on the film and the amount that was spent on the advertising, they haven't even broken even yet at $500 million. That's the problem. That's the problem, unfortunately.
Toy Chic said that the special effects are great in both of the films, and Chance has said the same thing, that both movies are great. Like I said, the only way we'll see it is if it come out on something.
Because you hear that, and it's a matter of taste. Because some people are really divided on both films.
Yeah,
and that's part of the issue. Because once upon a time, there was no division. If a film was good, it was good, and that's it. You know, like if you talk about Close Encounters, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Star Wars, any Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. If people said it was a good film, it was a consensus of it, and you rarely had somebody that was like, "Nah, I didn't care for that." Nowadays, people are totally divided on it, and yeah, that's a problem too, because if it's totally divided, and again, there's nothing wrong with liking the film or disliking the film, but that level of division, film's probably not as good as it could be.
But you know, while you were saying that, I was thinking, because you know the type of world we live in, everything's fake. What if, because it's too many movies that comes out where everybody is divided. Movies come out, everybody's divided. TV shows come out, everybody's divided. No matter what comes out, everybody's divided. You know, it's like,
but I also find I'm more so disappointed with modern films than I ever was.
Yeah,
and I'd rather watch the old ones. They're just better written, better acted, better musical scores, all sorts of things. It's just more effort was put into doing a good production rather than trying to dazzle the audience. You know what I mean? So, I think something has been lost. Something has been lost there.
Okay, Mark says he believes that the membership price works for new movies, but maybe not weekend evening movie showtimes, as the price increases quite a bit. But then Saturday morning says that all movies, all formats, new and old, only thing is some Fathom events may not count. So, you know, all in all, I think $26 for 16 movies is not bad.
Yeah.
You know.
And you got to also remember my criteria for it, because I don't, for films, I'm not sitting there giving stars. All right, I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I give this film 6 stars out of 10. I either like it or I don't, and that's it. If I see the film and and I watch the film and I say to myself, I could watch this again. Probably a good movie. If I don't care if I ever see it again, not a good movie. It's as simple as that. It's really that easy. Like
I don't know, because there's some movies I'll never watch again and never get, like War Horse. I never watch that movie again.
that's a little different. That's a little different because that's just so sad.
Yes.
It's hard to watch it. It's
Yeah.
like Schindler's List. Well done film, really hard to watch because it's painful to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's so much misery
And
in
the
the film.
boy in the striped pajamas.
Yeah, or 1984.
1984.
Painful film to watch.
Yeah.
But as far as, regular production films, an action film, a comedy, a drama, something like that, if it's a well done film, I could go back to it and see it again. I could go watch, if RoboCop was on right now and I felt like watching a movie, I could sit and watch the RoboCop because it's like, okay, this is a well done film.
Hey, Werewolf by Night or by lunchtime.
But most of these, the majority of the films that are coming out now, they don't have that. And I look at it and I'm like, I don't even want to watch this now, let alone see this again. But most vintage films, you could watch a second time, or a fifth time, or 100th time. There's certain films I've seen over and over again, and it still feels good to watch the film. I still get even Commando with Schwarzenegger, ridiculous movie, but it's fun.
Hey, Bump in the Night.
It was well presented. It was a well presented film, so I could sit there and watch Commando again. But you're not getting that these days, even when they try. Even when you try.
Yeah.
Toy Chic's still trying to convince me to watch them. If they show up on the TV, I might watch them, and then we'll see if I liked them or not. Like for example, Iron Man. I think that I could not watch Iron Man 3 again.
Okay. Heard that.
You see what I'm saying? But like the first Doctor Strange, I might could watch again. What's that other one that I hate? Black Panther. I'll never watch that again. It was terrible. Black Panther was a terrible film. I don't care if it got an Oscar. It was a badly done production. There was only one good character in it, and they killed him. Okay.
Thank you, Werewolf.
Well, Werewolf made a donation to the channel. Very much appreciated. All the help we can get taking care of our shelter cats.
Yeah, some anime movies are really good.
I saw Akira in the theater.
Bump in the Night wife hates all Schwarzenegger films.
No, because he cheated on his wife. Me, not so much, although not a cheater.
And
a forgiver. Okay. Well, this is how you approach that, Werewolf, because I've had this conversation before. Like Schwarzenegger, the actor, not Schwarzenegger, the person. Because he said a lot of political things I can't stand. And I'm like, don't talk, Schwarzenegger. Shut your mouth. But as far as his performances and the films he acted in, especially in the 80s and 90s, I love that. But I don't want to hear Schwarzenegger talk. You see what I'm saying? It's a contrast between Schwarzenegger the man and Schwarzenegger the actor. It's kind of like Bill Cosby. Everybody hates Bill Cosby now, but forget about Bill Cosby. I still love Fat Albert. I love that show. I'll watch Fat Albert now. The original cartoon was brilliant. I'll watch Cosby on the Electric Company because that was a great show. Sometimes you got to separate them.
Oh no. Robert got rid of half of his Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff because of that.
And no, I do agree though. You should never. You're married. You've got a contract. You got to honor that.
In-house moving castle in the cinema.
Yeah, I saw Akira in the movie theater, and Akira is a really excellent anime, all hand drawn, great stuff.
Yeah, his son that he had with that maid looked just like him when he was young.
Yeah, they're very similar. They're very similar.
Yeah, I like his movies. you know, but
Yeah,
that's how it
Bump
goes.
says keep politics out of the art, at least on the surface.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
because nobody want to hear that
yeah,
mess.
you're going to see political or social things in art sometimes, but you don't have to beat people over the head with it.
No,
You can be
like Bruce Willis. I mean, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh yeah, shut up, Springsteen. Just get some looser pants. And if you've
Okay.
seen him in concert lately, I've made fun of him a couple of times because he falls on stage. His pants are too tight and his belly's too big. And when he falls, he can't get up, and they have to go and haul him. The stagehands have to lift him up, but he can't shut up either. And it's like, man, just go up there and sing. We don't want to hear all that.
And Saturday Morning says headed back to the big screen this year is Turtles Time Cop, Sunset Boulevard, Sound of Music, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
Ponyo.
Yeah, Rocky 4. Why not 1, 2, 3, and 4?
I don't know.
And Spirited Away.
Yeah, the Time Cop was fun actually with Van Damme. It's one of his better films.
What happened to him?
He's actually had a few.
Well,
he's actually had a few good films.
Yeah, he has. But you don't see him hardly no more. But he's gotten old.
Yeah, he's gotten older. He probably don't want to. But he dropped into the B film franchise. He probably don't want to do that.
Yeah. Plus, he really can't fight anymore. Because I saw him in something that wasn't that long ago, and he wasn't fighting. Just and Jackie Chan is the same. He's doing more like dramas now. No fighting involved because he can't do it anymore. You don't need to see him try. Yeah. That's best to do it that way. That's best.
That's what Johnny says. Just act. That's what you're paid to do. You don't get paid to spew your political garbage. We're seeing a lot of these younger actors really killing their careers right now too, because they're coming out before the film's even out and running their mouth, and then the studios are trying to do damage control, like that girl from Snow White. Being really nasty on social media before the film even came out.
Before they even started filming,
and they were actually trying to reel her in and shut her down so that she could just please just stop, just wait. And it's like, do you not ever want to work again? Is that what it is? Because people get tired of you. You know?
Yeah, I know.
People get tired of you.
Oh, they got with a Mortal Kombat 2?
Really? There's a Mortal Kombat 2?
Hey, Legends, how are you?
Legends is there.
My only Van Damme I like is Hard Target. I saw, Kickboxer?
Yeah, Kickboxer was fun. Bloodsport was fun. Universal Soldier, the first one. I think there were 4. I might be wrong. But Universal Soldier, the first one was fun. And Time Cop was well done. But, there's a handful. Bloodsport is my favorite because it's the biggest okie doke in the world. Because the guy, it was supposed to be based on, what was his name? David Dukes, the American Ninja. And it was supposed to be based on the real life experiences of David Dukes. And then you found out that David Dukes made everything up. There was no Kumite. There was no international competitions. All of that stuff he invented, which unfortunately a lot of martial artists do. They create these illusions around themselves of grandeur.
Go ahead.
He had people fooled for years. People believed it for years, and then when somebody started doing some research and found out that he invented the whole story.
That No Retreat, No Surrender is on Mystery Science, or Riff Track is on Riff Track.
Okay.
That's the first film Van Damme was in. And you remember he was the last fighter. He didn't speak at all, but he was in that. I collect Masters of the Universe also. Love the lore. What your thought on Frazetta line figures? It's like Mythic Legions, but with the OG master artist. The Conan just came out. it scales with Masters of the
Yeah,
Universe.
we've been seeing some of those. The sculpts look good. What are those? The 12th scale?
Mm-hmm.
Richard says Frank Dukes, not David Duke. I got them mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
I
David Duke
I
was
gotta
the,
make
the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan.
Okay, is that where I heard the name?
I guess.
Frank Dukes. I got them screwed up. But anyways, yeah, those who's that Frazetta girls and stuff has been making those and doing Death Dealer and stuff. They look really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a rabbit hole I want to go down.
I know. Because you don't know how deep that hole gonna get.
Yeah, no, it's gonna get real deep and it's gonna be expensive. But anyway, we're almost at the 2.5 hour mark. So we're going to go ahead and start getting ready to sign off. Special thanks, of course, to Pastor Rick, to Robert, and to Werewolf by lunchtime, anyways, for making donations to the channel, helping us with our shelter cats. Always, always appreciated all the help we can get. Thank you, everybody else, for joining us. Glad you could be with us here this evening.
Also, remember, catch our interview with Chance, the Nostalgic Pod Blast. I know I put it up on my channel, David's channel, and on Facebook. Or you can just go to the Nostalgic Pod Blast and you'll see our interview from last night. We had a good time talking to Chance about various things.
Okay, so we'll catch you again sometime soon. Thanks for joining us.